Well, hello there. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Monday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and tonight is Bible study. We are in the great book of Nehemiah, chapter 3, verse 19. That's where we left off last night. That's where we're going to pick up tonight. How are you? How is everybody? How's the world? How's the weather? How's the stock market? How's the chickens? I don't know. How are you? Good to see you. Good to be here. Tonight's episode is brought to you by this hot cup of coffee, Taster's Choice. Yummy. It's a lovely day here in Untethered Live land, Studio C, from the phone, because the studio is down right now, but it'll be back soon, sooner than you think, and with all new stuff. I might even put together a new intro just for that occasion. Or something. We'll do something interesting anyway. Outer Territories, balmy -17 now. Jesus. Whew. That's crazy. You get the gold star tonight, Outer Territories. Amanda says, hi, chat. Good to see y'all. Hiya, Jake. How are you tonight, love? Staying warm? Of course. I've got my lumberjack shirt on. Nice and warm. Outer Territories, here's your star. Better than the weekend was -37, as if it makes a difference. Greetings, chat. Outer Territories, I think after -0, it's just cold. I don't think it matters. Low is low. But 47 forecast by Sunday, we'll be out with the volleyball that day. 47, yeah, that's t-shirt weather. I can wear a t-shirt in 45 degrees here if it's not like there's a difference in 45s. Sometimes 45 is comfortable. Sometimes it's shivery to the bone. I guess it's all in the humidity in the air, I guess. I don't really know. I just know that sometimes my phone says it's 45 degrees, and I'm like, there's no way, I'm wearing a t-shirt. And then sometimes I'm like, got two jackets on going, it's 45 degrees outside. I don't know what the difference is, but maybe it'll be one of those warmer 47s. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully. I had to go into town yesterday, -35 low, got up to -7, and then a 20-minute process to get the trusty GMC rolling. Wow. That is cold. And that's too cold for me. I have no desire to be up north or out west. Just ain't my thing. Freezing. Humidity's pushing mid-60s, but usually in the mid-30s. And after winters in the Midwest, I can testify it makes a big difference. Yes, I think it does. But anything lower than 45, and I'm starting to get cold. That's not fun anymore after that. I like cool weather. I like it cold. I don't like it cold. You know what I mean? Kept getting low oil pressure warnings, shut off the engine warnings, rinse, repeat until oil stops being taffy. Insane. 3. Yeah, if your oil is freezing up, you got problems. That's really cold. April, how are you, sweet love? Good to see you. She says, hello, Outer and Amanda. Good to see you, Jake. Hello, much love to you all. And whoever else is here. All. Well, we're all here. Even if we're not, we're here in spirit. Amanda says, hi, April, hon. Good to see you. I've had me some rest, and I'm raring to go. My brain is peaking on all cylinders. It's time to get busy up in here. Do some thinkery. What say you? Wow, that's crazy. Must be freezing where you are, Outer. Golly, says April. April, the only person I know in human history that still uses the word golly. sometimes she gets excited and throws a gee whiz in there. Golly gee whiz, darn it. If April starred in Planet of the Apes, she would say, dang you all to heck. Well, with all them negative degrees, I'm loving our 50s, right? Outer Territory says, I'm sponsoring a dozen male ring necks with bread, cat food, and oh boy, love that microwaved popcorn. Wow. Margie, welcome to the show. And she says, geez, which is comparable to golly. How are you? I hope you're staying warm. I guess I do, says April. And Amanda says, hi, Margie. You know, I'm just giving you heck. I'm not really getting on your tail. I just like to give you a good ribbon. You know what I'm saying? April says, hello, Aunt Deb. Good to see you. I love you. How are you? Well enough to use the internet. That's a good thing. Good sign. It's a good start anyway, right? I know the feeling. I talked to my benefactor last night, and apparently the plan is he's going to bring my truck to me, which is above and beyond. So I may have it sooner than I planned on having it, which means I won't be freezing anymore, which is a good thing. So I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but even in, positively charged temperatures, they're above zero. It's cold on a motorcycle in the wintertime. Margie says, hi all. Outer Territory says, I feel sorry for the livestock. The horses mass together, the cattle's mob up, but at least they don't have toes with blood circulation. Well, hooves do, but you get the point. Yes, well, they have blood in those hooves. If you don't believe me, try to trim one. They'll bleed on you. So they're cold too. It probably hurt like a toothache, I would imagine. You know how your fingernails feel when you're roofing in the wintertime and you pick up the shingles and it feels like you're dragging your fingers across coarse sandpaper? I imagine it feels like that. April says, I've been in bed all day. My stomach started hurting this morning. Ugh, I feel a bit better now. I hope it passes. I don't know. April, we'll pray for you, honey. I hope you feel better. I'm sorry you feel bad. If there's anything you need, let us know. I'll bring you over some chicken soup if you need it. Outer Territory says, feel better, April. Amanda says, get better soon, April. Dennis says, nope. Ain't playing that game. Margie Allen says, ooh, choose you feel better soon. She chooses feel better soon in the choose your own adventure game. The Bulls don't seem to give AF. But they don't seem to give AF about much. Well, they're Bulls. I mean, what do they got to complain about? Really? Bull privilege and all that. Amanda says, hi, Dennis. Dennis, hi. April says, yes, indeed. I do, too. Outer, feel sorry for cattle. And thank you, love. Dennis says, hi, Amanda. April says, hi, Dennis. Good to see you. Outer Territory says, yo, Dennis, Bigfoot. Outer Territory says, gravity? Gravity. Gravity? Gravity. Outer Territory says, as in only thing I can think the Bulls care about. Well, they don't have far to fall. They don't have very big knees. You know what I'm saying? So if they were like climbers, if you had bull climbers, then they would worry about gravity. But I think they're pretty much landlocked. I'm just guessing. I don't know much about bulls. Dennis says, hey, everyone. Hey, Dennis, how's your wild America? We're talking about cattle right now. Come on in, take your shoes off, wiggle your toes, make little fists with them in the carpet. Make you feel good. Where'd that come from? Anybody know? Territory. Surely somebody can call me out on my movie line BS. $10 points if you can guess the movie. Actually, 100 points. I'll give you 100 points if you can guess the movie. Outer Territory says, I love how they stare. Come close, monkey. I got a gift for you. Say it again. You take your shoes off and make fists with your toes in the carpet to relieve stress. I'll give you a hint. It's the reason the guy is barefoot in the movie. Ow! Amanda, give him 100. You got it. You got me. It's a good guess. Did you know that, or were you totally guessing? Because that's a good, you nailed it. There's your 100 points. Take them and cram them up your nose. No, that was a classic point, I recall. Yes. Take my hard-earned points with a swift guess. Pull it right out of my clutches. Thought I had you. Movie junkies. Made me cringe thinking of it. But if I had a choice, bare feet work best. If it's a good surface and not sub-zero, yes, I bet so. I bet so. I bet you wouldn't want to take I bet you're wearing duckies where you're at. You know what duckies are? They probably call them something different where you're at, but the big rubber boots that go up to your knees. You can walk in the mud in, waders, I guess you call them. Anyway. Who are you then? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child. Another orphan of a bankrupt culture who thinks he's John Wayne, Marshall Dillon, or Serpico. Rain boots. They're not called rain boots. That's too generic. I'm talking about a particular rain boot. And I don't think you use them in the rain. I think you use them in the mud. Construction thing. They're green. They got like a duck foot pattern on the toes. It's all one piece, the sole and the boots made out of the same material. And by the way, salute to the great, articulate, austere Alan Rickman. You don't make them like that anymore, for sure. Why a spoon? 'Cause it'll hurt more, you twit. That would be Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. The one with the non-English speaking, English acting Kevin Costner. The best Robin Hood movie. Yep, easy one. Well, in Florida, we call them rain boots. Or concrete boots, LOL. We're a different breed, you know that. Yeah, that's what the kids are calling it. Anyway. You guys ready to get some Bible in you? Ready to get to doing some thinkery? Cement shoes? Say what? Sounds tough in Florida. Yeah, you don't want to get iced. Get whacked with the cement shoes. Take a long walk off a short pier wearing some cement shoes. No. That's bad. Okay. Where we left off last night in the great book of Nehemiah, construction on Jerusalem has begun to spring up everywhere, and everybody's getting involved. And we've been kind of going through a list of all the foremans of the job, for lack of a better word. These are the people in charge of the lower people that are doing the work. These are the people getting it done. So under them, the heading is they fixed this thing or that thing, or this wall or that pool or whatever. And we've got up to the son of Jeshua, Ezer, and that's where we're going to begin today. Chapter 3, verse 19. Crack them Bibles open and let's get rolling, shall we? And next to him repaired Ezer, the son of Jeshua, the ruler of Mizpah, another piece over against the going up to the armory at the turning of the wall, which means they had an armory at the edge of the wall where it turns, and there was a set of stairs going up to it. So it was a second-story armory. There you go. Lisa Reen, you made it. Good to see you, sweetheart. Welcome to the show. Come on in, get comfortable. Wrap that shawl around your shoulders, and let's get to learning. And after him, Barak, the son of Zebai, earnestly repaired the other piece, from the turning of the wall unto the door of the house of Eliashib, the high priest. So you got the armory, you got a corner, and then on the other side of the corner is where the office of the high priest is, or the house of the high priest. And after him repaired Meremoth, the son of Uriah, the son of Koz, another piece, from the door of the house of Eliashib, even unto the end of the house of Eliashib. So he repaired the wall that was in front of the house. They lived inside the wall, or Eliashib did. Anyway. And after him repaired the priests, the men of the plain, or the open field, the plains. We call them plains. Fruit of the plains. These are the priests of the plains, and they wear tighter underwear. Other than that, after him repaired Benjamin and Hashub over against their house, and after him repaired Azariah, the son of Mashiach, the son of Ananiah, by his house, and after him repaired Benui, the son of Henadad, another piece, and from the house of Azariah unto the turning of the wall. This is the second corner of the wall. So we've got two long walls built and everything repaired in between, even unto the corner. Now, if you've ever seen the wall of Jerusalem, it's not a square wall. It goes around mountains and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of oblong shaped like that. So that's why it's referring to a corner and the turning of the wall. So there's two different ways of looking at the wall. Palal, the son of Uzai, over against the turning of the wall, and the tower which lieth out from the king's high house. The high house would be different than the palace. This is like a getaway for the king. This isn't where he lives. This is just where he spends time at, and is probably up near the tower somewhere. And it's up on top of the wall. Then you got the courtyard where he holds court. And then you got his palace where he sits on the throne and does his kingly stuff. And then you got his private residence, which is in this area probably the house of Millo, or the house that David lived in, if it still stands, which Millo is the porch of that house, which is where he kept his wives. So that'll give you an idea of where the king lives. That was by the court of the prison. The king's high house was near the court of the prison. That'll give you an idea of what he did there. Why else would the king be next to the prison? Either to watch prisoners suffer or to dole justice out. So that may be where he did that part of his job from. After him, Pedaiah, the son of Parosh. Moreover, the Nethinims dwelt in Ophel, unto the place over against the water gate towards the east, and toward and the tower that lieth out. This is a tower that's separate from the wall. It's just a escarpment where they have a tower there. After them, the Tekoites repaired another piece over against the great tower that lieth out, even unto the wall of Ophel, which is another subdivision. It's another place. It's not Jerusalem proper. It's on the outside of the wall of Jerusalem. but they have their own wall. So they're repairing everything. I mean, everybody is involved in this great construction that's going on. Probably took quite a while, and everybody was employed for quite a while, and they probably got a lot done. It's amazing what you can do when the high king gives his blessing and buys all the material. That's nice. So that's kind of what's happening here. From above the horse gate repaired the priests, everyone over against his house. So they repaired their little section of the area. Wherever their house was, they repaired that area. Not a bad idea if you want to clean up the streets. If everybody adopts a street and just keeps that little spot clean, they don't have to do a whole lot of work, and the whole place looks better. Imagine that. And after them repaired Zadok, which means peace, the son of Immer, over against his house. And after him repaired also Shemaiah, the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate. These gates have significance both esoterically and literally. Each gate was used for a different thing. There's north, south, east, and west gate, and there's little gates in between those gates for like big enough for a person to walk through. These are big gates that you can open up with double doors and bring in a caravan, you know. But each gate esoterically has a meaning. And if you go back to the first 5 books of Moses and read about the tabernacle and how it was set up and where all of the camps were put outside of the tabernacle, they kind of formed a cross in the desert outside because the tabernacle was shaped like a cross. And then all of the camps and the booths of all of the people that lived there set up camp around it in the form of a cross. So each one of those were appointed a certain place to be put, each tribe. So there's 12 tribes, if you can picture that, around a cross. And then there were places in between each tribe where strangers would come and live, and they had markets and they set up booths and all of that sort of thing. So each one of these gates in Jerusalem have the same significance as those gates or directions, cardinal directions did around the tabernacle. So that's just a separate study you can look into and understand that just because somebody's saying something, there's also another meaning to it. And Hebrew is fanciful for that. They do that a lot in this language. They always say things that have more than one meaning, double entendres and such. This is just another one of those examples. After him repaired Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanun, the 6th son of Zalaph, another piece. After him repaired Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, over against his chamber. So again, they're just repairing the place in front of where they live. After him repaired Malchiah, the goldsmith's son, unto the place of the Nethinims, and of the merchants over against the gate Mifkad. Mifkad is a Hebrew name. I don't know what it means in this context, but you can look it up. Somebody can figure it out. That's Mipkhad. Anyway. And to the going up of the corner, the steps that lead up to the corner, up the corner of the wall there. And between the going up of the corner unto the sheep gate, repaired the goldsmiths and the merchants. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth. Remember old Sanballat? This is not a good dude. This is a guy that likes to cause trouble when there's no trouble there. He likes to invent things to be angry about. He's like woke. He's like a third-wave feminist. You know, he just likes to complain about things that really nobody cares about. But he's going to make a big deal about it. Cause a stink. Get in everybody's way. He's offended by them building this wall in his town, which it ain't even his town. So he should probably just shut the hell up and drink a beer. But that's my opinion. He was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. Funny how the morally indignant people tend to always throw insults and ad hominem attacks at the people they have no real argument with. Isn't it weird how that works? It's like when they don't have any facts or information to base their outrage on. They just call you names. Shut up, racist. I'm offended. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria, and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Who are these crazy people? There you go. Appointed place. Thank you, Amanda. Mifkad means appointed place. Thank you. So he's basically saying, who do these people think they are? They're going to fortify themselves? They don't need an army. What are you here for, army? He's talking to the army of Samaria, trying to goad them into anger, which is another thing, classic left-wing ideology, tactics here. He's going to make the army mad because he's saying, look at these people. They don't even need you. They're going to fortify themselves. Who are they? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Well, yeah, that's kind of the idea. That's what they're doing. They're rebuilding the place, and no, they don't need your help. Why are you running your mouth? But that's what's happening. Now, Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall, meaning it's not very strong and they're not very good builders. So even all the effort they're putting in, a little small fox could go up there and tear the wall down. Hear, O our God, for we are displeased, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. And cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. This is a very bad thing to do. I want you to take note as to what's going to happen to this fella later on in this story. I want you to hear what he's doing. He is actively praying for the downfall of people who are minding their own business and repairing their own property. Notice we just went through a list. Everybody there is basically repairing their property and what's adjoining it, what's right there in their vicinity. They're not messing with anybody else's stuff. They're just rebuilding the wall, and they're fixing up Jerusalem and some about Ophel. Anyway, this guy is praying that God don't hear their prayers. Don't forgive them for their sins. Don't bless them. And also, if it's not too much trouble, could you have them captured into slavery so that they don't continue to repair our city? Do you understand what this guy's praying for? This is not a good thing. So we built the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. For the people had a mind to work. And it's never a bad thing when you get in the mind to work. When you set your mind to a goal, you can achieve it. All you have to do is put your mind in that direction, and it will happen. That's called, get up and go. Chutzpah. Stick-to-itiveness. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, whatever you want to call it. If you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. And these people had a mind to get busy. That's what they were doing, getting busy. They were getting the job done. They're not hurting people. They're building something. They are providing something for the world. That's never a bad thing. Sitting on your tail, backbiting and talking about people behind their backs and praying that they don't succeed is always a bad thing. Don't be one of those people. Don't ever pray for someone else's failure, because it might come right back onto you. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, they were done, and that the breaches began to be stopped, where they can't go in with all their illegal activities without being seen. Now there's a wall. Why is this a problem to Sanballat and his buddies? Because walls work. You dig? Then they were very wroth. They can't stand it anymore. And they conspired, all of them together, to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Why would anybody do that? You see, they're having positive progress over here. They're building up a great city. They're fortifying it. They're protecting it. They're cleaning it up. They're painting everything. It all looks great. They're cutting the grass. It's all nice. Why would you over here doing nothing but sitting on your butt all of a sudden have the energy to go over there and fight them to stop them from doing a good thing? Why would you do that? That's pure evil. There's a lot of that in this world. We have a country being ran by those kind of people right now. That's my opinion. I don't know anything. I'm incredibly ignorant on the subject. I don't even understand politics. I can't even say my ABCs. Don't listen to me. Anyway. Nevertheless, we made our prayers unto our God and set a watch against them day and night because of them. And Judah said, the whole tribe said, there's one guy, but he's speaking for the tribe. The strength of the bearers of burden is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversaries said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them and slay them and cause the work to cease. Why would you want to do that? They're not only going to fight them, they're going to kill them to stop them from completing their job that the king is paying to have done. And it came to pass that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times. 10 times they repeated themselves. From all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. They're warning them. And we're going to have enemies on all sides. Wherever you go, they're going to be upon you. 10 times they told them. Therefore, said I, in the lower places behind the wall and on the higher places, I even set the people after their families with their swords and their spears and their bows. So basically they sense that something is coming. They understand that they are under attack. Not yet, but they get that it is coming. The people have not necessarily been hiding the fact that they're displeased with all this construction going on. And Sanballat and his buddies are loudmouths, so they probably have made themselves known quite well what their intentions are, broadcasting, projecting their ideas. And these Jewish people are preparing themselves because they know we got enemies. But God told them to do this. God softened the heart of Xerxes, or Taxarus, if you want to call him that, to make sure that these people could get this done. God's not going to let Sanballat have his way here. Let's see how it works. And I looked up and rose up and said unto the nobles and unto the rulers and to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible. This word terrible means awesome, not horror. And fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters and your wives and your houses. Fight for what's yours. Don't be afraid of those tyrants. That's all they do is talk. They don't have the you-know-what to back up what they're saying. And remember, we've got God on our side. We cannot lose this battle. Fight for what you believe in. Fight for what you stand for. Fight to protect what's yours, what God gave you. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us and God had brought their counsel to naught, that God did not hear that prayer for them to fail and become slaves again. He didn't listen to that. Just because you pray for something don't mean God's going to listen to it. And if it's a bad prayer, he's not going to answer it. But brought their counsel to naught, that we returned all of us to the wall, every one unto his work. We're not going to be deterred by you, Sanballat. We're going to finish this job, whether you want us to or not. And we're ready if you want to start some nonsense. We're not going to start anything with you, but you better believe if you come knocking, you better be prepared, because we're going to give you a fight you ain't never had before. Believe that. And it came to pass from that time forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the habergeons, which is a mace-like thing. And the rulers were behind all the house of Judah, the people in charge, the king, the dignitaries, the governors, they all are in support of Judah. It's these loudmouths, small minority of people that seem to be the loudest, that seem to make all of the racket and start all of the riots and cause all of the havoc and make all the other people get nervous and change a bunch of laws. It seems to be that way. Still seems to be that way. Nothing much has changed here. Take heed to how these Jewish people handle this small group of loudmouths, and you'll know what to do. Same thing. Will work the same way. They which builded on the wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that laded, every one with one of his hands wrought in work, and with the other hand held a weapon. They were working while holding their weapons. They're ready to go. They got one eye on the job and one eye on these morons over here. For the builders, every one had his sword girded by his side, and so builded. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me. And I said unto the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large. It's a lot of work. We're getting a lot done here. On time and under budget. Can I get a trump? The work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, one far from another, meaning we're not a cohesive army. We need to get closer together. Somebody's going to exploit our separation if we don't. In what place, therefore, ye hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye thither unto us. Our God shall fight for us. I'll read that again. In what place, therefore, ye hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye thither unto us. For our God shall fight for us. Don't worry about it. When you hear that trumpet sound, don't worry about it. Keep working. Don't freak out. If the guy blows the trumpet, that means they're coming, but don't worry about it. God's going to handle this for us. Okay. I got my sword just in case anyway. But so we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared, day and night. All day long they worked, from dark to dark, and the other guys kept vigil, kept guard, watching their backs. Likewise, at the same time said I unto the people, let every one with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, and in the night they may be a guard to us, and labor on the day. So all you workers, camp out here in Jerusalem, inside the walls. Don't go home, because you might not make it back, because they're out there waiting to attack. So you stay inside the walls, and that way if anybody comes over the wall in the night, you'll hear them and alarm everybody, and we'll be able to fight. So neither I nor my brethren nor my servants nor the men of the guard which followed me, none of us put off our clothes, saving that everyone put them off for washing. That's the only time they got naked, is to wash their clothes and then right back on. Why? Because they're ready to fight. They stayed ready. That means they didn't put on night garments. They didn't get comfortable. They didn't take their breeches off, put their feet up. They stayed dressed and ready to go day and night. The only time they took off any clothes is to wash them. And there was a great cry of the people and their wives against their brethren, the Jews. For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters are many, wherefore we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Well, yeah, that's your job. We're building the wall, you make the food. It's pretty simple. Some also that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth. Dearth is a famine. There's no food to be bought anywhere, so you have to go and pay a lot of money to get stuff that is usually pretty cheap. Kind of like what's going on right now with chicken. That's a dearth. Chicken and hamburgers. Why would you pay $13 for a hamburger? I'm just saying. It was 99 cents when I was a kid. $1.50 if it comes with fries. Come on. $13 for a hamburger? Not even a good hamburger. Like a McDonald's hamburger. Like a Big Mac is like $13. Really? It's ridiculous. Anyway. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that our lands and our vineyards that are upon our lands and vineyards, they borrowed money against their properties. So basically they're just complaining because times are getting tight. You know, they have to spend a little bit more money for the food. They have to borrow money to pay their taxes. It's just rough right now. Why are we doing this? Basically is what the women and children are saying. What's going on here? Are we almost done with this wall? I mean, and now we're going to go to war? Doesn't seem like a smart move, but we didn't start this fight. They did. So we're just being prepared. So sometimes you got to take your wife, set her down and reassure her that, yes, it's tough right now. Yes, we're saving every penny we can save. We can't go out and have a party. We can't go on a cruise right now. But I promise you, it'll be okay. I'm working on it. And soon we'll have everything we need because I'm on it. That's what these guys have got to do to their wives. Calm down. It's okay. I know things are tight, but I'm your man and I got your back. I'm going to do my job and bring in the bacon, and then we can have pleasure time later. Sometimes you got to do that. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children. And lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants, and some of our daughters are brought unto bondage already. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and our vineyards. We don't even have the money to get our children back from bondage. Yeah, I get that. Times are tough. And I know that you're sunburnt and your hands are sore and you look like the people of the village. I get that. But that's the way it's got to be right now, because we're working for something greater than what we have now. And if you want something you've never had before, you have got to be willing to do something you have never done before. Otherwise, you're just wasting your life. If you don't put forth the effort, you can't make it into the future. And that's your only job in this world, is to make it into the future. That's the reason you're here. You can do that with offspring. It's really easy to do. I could explain the details to you, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. And then you have babies, and they go into the future and carry your name that way. That's your job. That's what he's telling her. Yeah, it's tough. Right now, it's rough. I know you're unhappy. Just hang on a little while. We're getting there. And I was very angry when I heard their cries and these words. And then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said unto them, ye exact usury, every one of his brother. And I set a great assembly against them. Well, yeah, they're going to profit off of what you're doing. I mean, did you think you were just getting it for free? There's interest. You borrow money, you got to pay it back plus some. That's usury. Anytime you borrow money that you're engaging in usury, try not to do that if you can. The best thing you can do is save up your money and buy things cash, dollar bills, not credit. Anytime you're involved in credit, that's usury, and you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that because it doesn't work in your favor. Also, gambling is usury because the house always wins, and they know that before you ever get there. Sometimes you get lucky, though. Just saying. So he's put together a council to basically plead their case with the noblemen and the rulers to put a stop to this heavy laden tax that they have on them while they're working. And I said unto them, we, after our ability, have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which were sold unto the heathen Babylon. And will ye even sell your brethren, or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace, and found nothing to answer. They couldn't answer because they were in the wrong and they knew it. Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies? Is it not good that you fear God and that you walk in that fear because of the fact that our enemies are out there and they could come at any time? I likewise and my brethren and my servants might exact of them money and corn. I pray you, let us leave off this usury. Look, we're going to have to fight sooner or later. But if you don't stop taxing us, we ain't not going to be alive to fight because we don't have any money. We got to be able to buy food. There's a dearth going on. Have you not heard of the dearth? It's on front page news. Let us not pay interest for a little while, and we'll go get our money and corn from the bad guys. Sound good? Sound good. All right. Restore, I pray you, to them, even this day, their lands and their vineyards, their olive yards and their houses. Also, the 100th part of the money and the corn and the wine and the oil that ye exact from them. Give them a little bit back. I'm not sure if 100th part is a little bit or all of it. Is that saying 100% of their stuff? Give them back all their money, or a portion of it? I don't know which, because I don't do math, because I'm a reader. I read, but I'm illiterate when it comes to numbers. So you figure that one out. Anyway, he's saying, let us levy back the property that you already have in collateral because they owe you money. Give it back to them. Maybe then they can make the money that they owe you. They can't do that if they don't have their properties. This also is analogous to the 50-year Jubilee or the 75-year Jubilee that's mentioned in the Bible, where every 75 years or 50 years, whatever it is, I can't remember, the government gives back everything that they've collected from taxable items. Like when they take your land from you, in 50 years, they give it back to your family. Why? So that the economy can keep going. And it's a very smart plan, and it's in the Bible, and we should do it that way now. It's called a Jubilee. England still does it. We should too. That's the real way you build generational wealth. You keep property in the family as your generations grow. If you lose it when you borrow money, you can't pass it on to your kids. It's not a good plan. And then they said, here's the answer coming down from on high. We will restore them and will require nothing of them. So will we do as you sayest. Then I called the priests and took an oath of them that they should do according to this promise. Also, I shook my lap and said, so God shake out every man from his house and from his labor that performeth not this promise. Even thus be he shaken out and emptied. And all the congregation said, amen, 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 and praised the Lord. And the people did according to this promise. Well, what have they done here? They have achieved a sort of consensus among them all, rulers and peasants alike, that we're going to forgive your debts this one time and give you back the properties that we've collected as collateral. and you are going to repay us money in the future. But we're not going to require it of you now. Right now, you can focus on your war, and you can focus on your wall, and you can focus on your lands and your families. Later, we'll get back to business. But right now, you have a respite from this onslaught of usury that they've been subjected to the whole time. It's a pretty good deal. But the Jews have said, any man that goes against this promise, shake him out, just like this, like I'm shaking my lap right now. That's what they meant by that, not anything else weird. Nothing lap related. He just meant he shook his clothes in a sheet-shaking fashion to illustrate this is what we're going to do to anybody that don't keep up with this promise, because the money has got to come from somewhere, and if you're not doing your job, you're causing a problem. And they're being kind enough to give us this respite, so you're going to play along. That's what they're saying. And the people did according to this promise. Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even unto the 32nd year of Artaxerxes the king, or Xerxes, that is 12 years, I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor. We have not suckled from the teat of the government. We have not taken part in the welfare situation. We provided our own food. We did our thing. It means they're not beholden to the higher powers. It means that they're not bought and paid for. They don't have lobbyists trying to control their interests by arguing in their ears and giving them donations and stuff like other governments that exist in the world currently. These guys have their own money, which is a good way to be if you're going to be a politician that people can get behind. But the former governors that had been before me were chargeable unto the people, and had taken of them bread and wine, beside 40 shekels of silver. Yea, even their servants bear rule over the people. But so did not I, because of the fear of God. Yeah, even the servants of the higher class were in charge of the peasants. So everybody was above them. They were in elite status, and they required lots of money, lots of tribute, and they took their earnings, which at that time was bread and wine. You got paid by barley. You didn't get cash. You got gold if you sold something, but when you worked, you got paid in food. So they would take portions of that. He said, but I didn't do that. Not once did I require the people to pay me for their being here, because I fear God. I think all politicians should start with, I fear God. That's the first thing they should say. And if they don't say that, I'd be leery of them. Because if they don't fear God, they're not going to make good choices for you, because they're there to choose laws and rules based on what people vote for. This is not a democracy. It never has been. It never will be. It is a constitutional republic led by a democratically elected Senate, House, and judiciary and executive branch. By the people, for the people. The government works for you. You don't work for the government. It's supposed to be that way. It isn't always that way, but it's supposed to be. A good politician knows he's a servant. That's his job, to be a servant of the people. If he's not acting like a servant, if he's acting like the boss, he's doing it wrong. Yea, also I continued in the work of this wall, neither bought we any land. And all my servants were gathered thither unto the work. So I put my own house to work on this wall. We didn't go purchase any land. We didn't get any richer off this wall. We were not here to make money. We're here to make wall. And that's what we did. Moreover, there were at my table 150 of the Jews and rulers, besides those that came in unto us from among the heathen that are about us. not only did we not make any money, but we fed everybody too. Good place to be. Now that which was prepared for me daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep. Also fowls were prepared for me, and once in 10 days store of all sorts of wine. Yet for all this required not I the bread of the governor, because the bondage was heavy upon these people. So he made sure they had provisions, and he never once asked the higher-ups for a handout. He did it himself. That's a good leader. That's a strong leader. That's a leader that you could vote in the Iowa caucuses for. Think upon me, my God, for good, according to all that I have done for these people. Now it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and Gershom the Arabian and the rest of our enemies heard that I had builded the wall, and that there was no breach left therein, though at the time I had not set up the doors upon the gates, that Sanballat and Gershom sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plains of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief. So this man is wise enough to see that this is a trap. It's a trap. Don't go to Ono. And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease, whilst I leave it, and come down to you? Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. He's not playing their game. They're like, come on out and hang out with us. Just come have a drink. It's fine. I'm not a moron. I know as soon as I leave this job site, you're going to kill me when I walk out these gates. I'm not playing your game. Very nice, Nehemiah. Then sent Sanballat his servants unto me in like manner the 5th time, with an open letter in his hand, wherein was written, It is reported among the heathen, and Gashmu saith it. I guess Gashmu had some say in the matter. I don't know who he was. That thou and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause thou buildest the wall, that thou mayest be their king according to these words. Dude, I'm working for the king. I'm not trying to be the king. I'm trying to build a wall. That's it. What are you doing making up stories about me? This isn't Russia. You got writ all over the newspapers. Russia, Russia, Russia. He's an agent. No, he's not. And I didn't overvalue the place either. It's worth what I said it was worth. Anyway. And thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, There is a king in Judah. Who do you think they're talking about? And now shall it be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. This is an open threat, obviously. He's trying to bully him into leaving and isolating himself so that they can take advantage of him, and he knows that. And this is just another one of those ad hominem attacks to make him feel inferior and act emotionally rather than logically. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to bite. None of those things are true. He has not said that there's a king in Jerusalem. He's not looking to rebel and become the king of Jerusalem. He's not a bad guy. He's just doing a job God told him to do. And he works for the king. The king's paying for all this. So what is your problem, Sanballat? Then I sent unto him, saying, There is no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thine own heart. You're making it up. I didn't do any of those things. For they all made us afraid, saying, Their hands shall be weakened from the work, that it be not done. Now therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. Give me the strength to get this job done. Don't let us wear out now. Feet, don't fail me now. Afterward, I came unto the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, the son of Mehetabeel. Mehetabeel? Mehetabeel. Mehetabeel. One word, Mehetabeel. Who was shut up. So agoraphobic. He didn't ever leave his house. Couldn't walk outside. You know, that sort of thing. Anyway, and he said, let us meet together in the house of God within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay thee. Yea, in the night will they come to slay thee. Come on, let's go down and barricade ourselves in the temple where it's safe. And I said, should such a man as I flee? And who is there that, being as I am, would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. Man, this guy's tough. He ain't scared of nothing. He knows they're coming for him. He ain't going. This guy, Mehetabeel, is trying to save his life. He's saying, hey, can we please take you into the temple and protect you there and shut the doors and lock you in? No, sir. What kind of man would I be if I ran to save my life and left all these people out here working? No, I'm the guy in charge. I will stand by my people. I've got my own servants working on the wall. You think I'm going to go hide while they get attacked? Mm-mm. This is a man, baby. And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me, for Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. You see there? You can't get nothing past old Nehemiah. He's watching. Who is this Mehetabeel? He's shut up most of the time. He's an agoraphobe. He don't know what he's talking about. How are you going to come tell me that they're coming to get me when I know you're working for the guys who are coming to get me? You want me to go lock myself in a room and make it easy for you to kill me? No, you're going to have to come out here. Face me like a man. Bring your sword. You're going to need it. Bring two. Then it'll be a fair fight. Exciting. I'm excited. Look at me. I'm peeking over here. Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid and do so and sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report, that they may reproach me. Yeah, he saw right through it. What you're trying to do is be a stumbling block. You're trying to make me go against what my God told me to do, which is a sin. That's one mark against me. And then you're going to get me in a little room where I can't defend myself. That's two marks against me. And because we're alone, you get to tell everybody else that I did something that I didn't do, which is 3 marks against me. That's an evil reproach, and I'm not playing your game. Checkmate. Then he follows up by saying, my God, think thou upon Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works. Look at them, God, and think about what they're doing. And on the prophetess Noadiah and the rest of the prophets that would have put me in fear. So the wall was finished in 20 and 50 days. In the 25th day of the month, Elul. You can look at your Jewish calendar. It's down there near the rest of them. E-L-U-L. Elul. Find out what day that is, and you'll know when they finished this wall. In 52 days, on the 25th day of the month, 25th day of the month, it took them 52 days to build this wall. And in 52 days, all of this calamity started, and everybody was revolting, trying to get him killed that were on the outside of the wall, because they had passage into Jerusalem, because there's all kinds of criminal enterprises going on there. Probably smuggling and all kinds of things going on with this broke down wall. They didn't want him to fix it. So Sanballat and his buddies were trying to get him so that he wouldn't finish it. But when God puts you to work, nothing can stop you. And you need to know that in your heart. If God told you to do it, it's going to get done. Period. Nobody's going to come up against you. They're going to scare you. Yeah. Be a man. Stand up to it. Don't play the game. outthink them. You got to be wiser than the serpent. And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were about us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes. They felt ashamed of themselves, for they perceived that this work was wrought of our God. Yeah, God did cause this work, and you perceive correctly. Moreover, in those days, the nobles of Judah sent many letters unto Tobiah, and letters of Tobiah came unto them. Bunch of talking, bunch of bureaucratic nonsense. When it comes down to it, when the rubber meets the road, Sanballat and Tobiah are cowards. All they can do is write letters and throw lob accusations over the wall. Nehemiah and his group stood up and did what needed to be done and got it finished. That's all the man you need right there. For there were many in Judah sworn unto him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah the son of Arah. And his son Johanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my words to him. And Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear. It ain't going to work then. It ain't going to work now, buddy. Now it came to pass when the wall was built, and I had set up the doors, and the porters and the singers and the Levites were appointed, that I gave my brother Hanani and Hananiah, the ruler of the palace, charge over Jerusalem. I'm done. I'm retiring. You guys take over. For he was a faithful man and feared God above many. He was very fearful of God. He did what he was told. He believed in the words, and he believed in the cause. And when you have a man that believes in what he's doing, you have a man that is a force to be reckoned with. And I said unto them, let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened until the sun be hot, till noon. And while they stand by, let them shut the doors and bar them, and appoint watches of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, every one in his watch, and every one to be over against his house. Now the city was large and great, but the people were few therein, and the houses were not finished. They weren't builded. So they have to still protect the place, is what he's saying. They're not done. They got the wall built. They have dried in Jerusalem, but now they got to do the framing on the inside and they got to put up all the drywall and do all the electrical and all that stuff. It's dried in, though. They got the roof on. They're good. But, it's going to take some time. So everybody needs to be prepared. So put watches. Don't open the gate until noon. Make sure that the bad guys don't get to come in and surprise us. And my God put into my heart to gather together the nobles and the rulers and the people, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. We need to count everybody and make sure we have a good idea who's here inside of this wall. And I found a register of the genealogy of them which came up at the first. And I found written therein, these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, Babylon, of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away, and came again to Jerusalem and to Judah, every one unto his city, whom came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Ramiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mizpereth, Bigvi, Nehum, Bana. The number, I say, of the men of the people of Israel, that was this: the children of Perosh, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 372. The children of Arah, 652. The children of Pahathmob. That's a hard one to say. Pahathmob. Out of the children of Jeshua and Joab, 2,818. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zatu, 845. The children of Zakai, 703 score, 20, 40, 60. The children of Benui, 648. The children of Babai, 628. The children of Asgad, 2,322. Boy, he was a busy fella. The children of Adonikam, 603 score and 7. That's 667. It's almost the same number, but it ain't the same number, so don't have to worry about that one. The children of Bigvi, 2,003 score and 7. The children of Aden, 655. The children of Ater of Hezekiah, 98. The children of Hashum, 328. The children of Bazai, 324. The children of Hariph, 112. The children of Gibeon, 95. The men of Bethlehem and Netophah, 104 score and 8. It's 188. The men of Anathoth, 128. The men of Bethas Maven, 42. The men of Kirjath Jearim, Chephirah, and Beeroth, 743. The men of Ramah and Gaba, 621. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel, which means house of God, and that's AI, not AI, but and 123. The men of the other Nebo, 52. The children of the other Elam, 1,254. The children of Harim, 320. The children of Jericho, 345. The children of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 721. The children of Sinah, 3,930. The priests, the children of Jediah, of the house of Jeshua, 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pashur, 1,247. The children of Harim, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua and Kadmiel, and of the children of Hodavah, 74. The singers, the children of Asaph, 148. The porters, the children of Shalom, the children of Ater, the children of Talman, the children of Akub, the children of Hatita, Makata, something, I don't know. The children of Shobai, 138. The Nethinims, the children of Ziha, the children of Hashupah, the children of Taboeth, the children of Keros, the children of Sia, the children of Padan, the children of Labana, the children of Hagaba, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Gideal, the children of Gahar, the children of Rhea, the children of Rezin, the children of Nakoda, they're Indians, no relation, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Resia, the children of Fasia, that's not an R, that's a P, the children of Basai, the children of Meunim, the children of Nephishim, the children of Nephishim, Nephishisim, that's it. The children of Nephishisim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hakufa, the children of Harher, the children of Baslith, the children of Mahida, the children of Harsha, the children of Barkos, the children of Sisera, it's female Sisera, the children of Tema, the children of Neziah, the children of Hatifa, the children of Solomon's servants, the children of Sotai, the children of Sophereth, the children of Perida, the children of Jala, the children of Darkon, the children of Gideel, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hetil, the children of Porshereth, the children of Zebaim, the children of Ammon. All the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. That sounded like more. I'm just guessing. These were they that which went up from Tel Melah and Tel Harsha, Cherub, Adon, and Immer. But they could not show their father's house, nor their seed, whether they were of Israel. Now, these are the group of people that were there, and they worked right alongside everybody else, but there was a question in the beginning of this book as to who they were because they could not show their pedigree. They had no papers. They could not prove who they said they were. So they could have been anybody. And when you're dealing with this many groups of people, 12 tribes and all their children, which is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of children. Family reunions are a nightmare, is what I'm saying. They couldn't prove who they were. So they had to either take their word for it or watch them very carefully because they could be the enemy. They don't know. So these are them. The children of Deliah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nakoda were 642. Of the priests, the children of Nebiah, the children of Koz, and the children of Barzillai, which took one of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite to wife. There's two Barzillais. Can you imagine that? Two people with that name, Barzillai. And was called after their names, and now there's three of them. Jesus. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found. They couldn't find a way to prove who they said they were. Therefore, were they as polluted, put from the priesthood. They could not serve in the temple because they had no pedigree. This is how serious they are about knowing who the priests were in those days. Catholics, maybe you could learn a thing or two. I'm just asking. They made sure they knew where they came from, who they belonged to, and where they were going when they left. And not one of them diddled little kids. Just saying. It's very easy to figure out. You either, if you end up in a priesthood, you're either running to something or away from something. That's the only two reasons you get there. You understand me? You're either running to God or running away from the devil. That's the only two reasons you'd be in the priesthood. And the Tirshatha said unto them that they should not eat of the most holy things till there stood up a priest with a Urim and Thummim. Basically, you can't partake in any of this stuff. You can't partake of the holy food or any of the holy things until we ask God, because you can't prove who you say you are. So we got to get a Urim and Thummim, little box, a voting device, yes or no, shake it up. Magic 8 ball, are these people from Judah? Does that say have a nice day? Eat eggs. I don't think this thing works. Anyway. The whole congregation together was 42,360. That's a lot of folks. Besides their manservants and their maidservants, of whom there were 7,337. 7,337 servants, along with 42,360 people. That's a big dinner to make, is all I'm saying. But that ain't it. Besides their manservants and maidservants, who are 37. And they had 245 singing men and singing women to add to that number. Their horses 736. Their mules, 245. Their camels, 435. 6,720 asses. And some of the chief of the fathers gave unto the work. And Tirshatha gave to the treasure of the 1,000 drams of gold, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. Some of the chiefs of the fathers gave to the treasure of the work of 20,000 drams of gold, 2,200 pounds of silver. And that which the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drams of gold and 2,000 pounds of silver and 67 priests' garments. And I'm just looking for $20. Just saying. So the priests and the Levites and the porters and the singers and some of the people and the Nethinims and all Israel dwelt in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their cities. That's where we're going to stop today, ladies and gentlemen. We will pick up next Sunday on chapter 8, verse 1. Man, what a tongue-twisting read that was tonight. I hope you learned something. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you appreciate the effort that goes into saying all those consonants. Anyway, will you please, while you're considering all of that, take a moment and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you'll get notifications of when I'm going to be online and when my new videos drop. Smash that like button. It's free. It's right in front of you. It's effortless. It really does help the channel with the algorithms. Helps us get recommended to other people. Won't you do that, please? Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid, make your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critical. That's what I want. It comes out of your brain. Critical thought from your brain. You do that. And hey, if you love the Word of God and you can see the value in what I'm trying to build here and you'd like to be part of something special, or if you feel led to send your tithes, offerings, or love offerings to this humble ministry, or if you just like to pat me on the back and say, hey, nice job, Jake, pay your light bill. You can do that. You can support my work. You can go to paypal.me/Jake Johnson Band, paypal.me/Jake Johnson Band. Or if you're a Cash App user, you can go to $ Jake Johnson Band, $ Jake Johnson Band, all one word. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing to me. But it's a blessing to you too. Why? Because we live in a reciprocal universe, as you have seen over and over and over again. Ask and ye shall be answered. Knock and it shall be opened. Give and ye shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. You see how this works? That's how it works. God notices these things. So it's a good thing to support your community. That's all I'm saying. I, for one, will do everything in my power to be worthy of your support and your friendship, and I will answer all of your questions and comments. I will seek the answers you need answered. I will give of my time and my effort for free. All of your needs, as long as I can, and if I'm able. I don't know a better way to do it. We're building a great community here. Every single one of you is a solid part of this community, and it's tight. And that's something you can appreciate. That's something you can be proud of. Now let's get out there and stretch it. Let's get some more people involved. Let's build God's word for the people. That's why we're here. Now, questions, criticisms, comments, catharses, whatever you need, let me know. I'm going to scroll up and see what I missed in the chat. Doesn't look like much. Children of the corn? Children of the corn. April said, thanks, Amanda, for the Mythcad appointed place reference. April says, amen. Outer Territories even got involved. He said, yes. But then he said, children of the corn? Yes. April says, wow. Outer Territory says, wow is right. Just reciting them and still rolling. That's right. I can't stop, baby. I got to get through it because I don't want to do it twice. They were busy, but not all of these people are young. So they've been busy for a while. Outer Territory says, humility does not allow us to stand on anything but the mercy of God. Our positions and our actions are meaningless if our heart is not inclined. Amen, brother. Fantastic observation there. And I believe this man illustrated that very fact, this Nehemiah character, this governor of Judah. Newly appointed and bound and determined to make a point. That's my guy. I'd have voted for him. Kind of reminds me of another blonde-headed tall feller I know. Anyway, great read, Jake, says Amanda. Thank you. April says, thanks, Jake. I enjoyed the read. Everybody hit that like button and subscribe and share and feed Jake. Support. We love you. And I do. And thank you. Margie says, I hope everyone stays warm and has a wonderful night. Hope you feel better soon, April. And I hope you do too. Stay warm and have a great night and feel better. And come see us more. We miss you around here. April says, thanks, Deb. You stay warm too. Sweet dreams. May God bless. And he does. Believe that. Every day, I'm astonished at the blessings that come my way that I do not deserve. I am blessed, and I am grateful for that blessing. And I'm here to witness it to you, that if you talk to your Father, and if you stay in communication with him, and if you strive to do what he wants you to do, he will bless you too. I give you my word on it. You're not perfect. You never will be. You can't be. It's not even possible. You were born into a deficit. You are already a sinner before you ever come out of the vagina. But God knows that already, and he made provisions for it. That's what his son came here to do, and he did, and he was successful. That means that all you have to do is open your mouth and your heart and talk to God. That's it. You don't even have to read the Bible. This is a history book for the most part. There's only a few books in it that are actually worth knowing as a Christian. The rest of it is just knowing as this is how the world was put together. And it's interesting. It's the best D&D game you've ever seen, or the best drama you've ever seen. It's the best. It's like The Sopranos, but in the Middle Ages, in the Dark Ages. So it's a great investment of time and effort to understand all of these families. It's Game of Thrones. That's what we're reading. Game of Thrones with a little God sprinkled in. But God is the important part. He's the main character. He's the title fighter. He'll be there standing when the bell rings, and you really want to be there standing with him, and I promise you that. April says, amen. Margie says, enjoyed the read, Jake. Thank you, ma'am. I did too. Lisa Reen says, blessings to all. I am lagging and buffering and behind. I love you. See you soon. Did I read that right? Blessings to all. My behind is lagging and buffering. You probably need to get that checked out, honey. There ain't but a couple of things that can cause that. Buffering behind. But I love you too, and I'll see you Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Get a chuckle. It was worth it. There goes that cup. Amanda says, night, Margie. Lisa Lee, says April. Margie says, you too, Amanda. April says, typo, LOL. Lisa Reen, sorry, we knew who you were talking about. I meant to say good night. Have a good night. Much love, says April. Outer Territory says, well done. There was a lot of technical reading involved with all those names. Yes, sir. I implore all of you to get a Bible out, turn to one of these books, and try it for yourself. Just read those names out loud without stumbling. Then you'll appreciate where I'm coming from. But Outer Territory is a writer. He knows what I'm talking about. He knows that many consonants ain't supposed to go together without a vowel or two. Lisa Reen says, over a minute behind, silly goose. I know. I was just teasing you. I was just giving you some ribbon. I'm sorry that your internet's acting up on you, but I understand. That's how I feel when I go on Caucasian Sasquatch's channel. Robots, and I can't hear what anybody's saying. I'm there. You can see me, but I can't understand what anybody's talking about. So I just sit quietly for an hour and then leave. But at least I was invited, and that's the important part. I do pretty good, though, Outer Territories, with the city names. But when they start naming the children, some of them people had some real ghetto ideas about names. And some of them ain't so bad. Some of them are really complicated. They put a lot of THs and PHs in places they shouldn't be, and a lot of Zs. And whatever, however you spell that, they put a lot of that in there too. But I speak English, and I'm not doing that. I could, though. I mean, I know what they say. It's just hard to pronounce. Because the thing about reading is when you're reading to yourself, you can just yada yada over what you don't know how to say, and you still get the mental image of what it's saying, and you can follow along, and you don't even think about it. But when you got to pronounce it out loud, that's a different story. Even if you know what the word is, saying it is going to trip your tongue up sometimes. April says, much love, everyone. May God bless you. May God bless you, April, and I hope you feel better, honey. I'll say a prayer for you tonight. Get you plenty of fluids and put a pillow on your tummy and lay on your tummy. That might help. Heck, if I know if you were accurate or not, but people can dang sure tell if someone is just trying to wing it. Well, I'm as accurate as I can be, having said these names a few times out loud in my whole life. Now, I may get a couple of them wrong. I may read over some letters occasionally, but that's why you're reading along so that you can catch it if I make a mistake. And I'm not claiming to get it right. I'm just doing what I can do here. I'm not even a professional reader. I've never, other than this show, I have never read anything out loud before in my life, ever. Except for one time I read a ticker tape on the radio for about 3 seconds before I froze up. And I was about 14. That's it. That's all the reading I've done. So it's not that I'm Mr. Right. I'm just trying to get by and get the points across that are being made. And I hope that it is effective. Amanda says, night, April, feel better. April says, good night, y'all. Sweet dreams. Golly gee whiz, honey. Get some rest. Smiley face heart. Territory says, where's Nurse Kevin? Paging Nurse Kevin. Code blue to your woman. Stat. I concur, doctor. April says, thanks, hon. I've been laying down. See ya on Wednesday. Love y'all. Love you too. He's sick, poor baby. Have you guys got the koofy? Have y'all been getting old disease X over there? I need to say a prayer for both of you then. Take care of each other and try to get better. We love you. Nighty night, y'all. LOL. Man, this is LOL louder. Well, it's that time again. How come there's 9 people in chat and only 4 likes? You think I say hit the like button every episode just to hear myself talk? Hit the like button. Come on now. I work hard for that like. April says, no, I've been distant. I don't know why I got stomach issues. He's got the flu and sick. I'm not. You've been distant. You've been distant? Why are you being distant? Don't be distant. Be close. I love you. Come here and feel the warmth of my hand. I don't know what I just did there. It was creepy, though, and I liked it. Anyway, I hope you feel better. Don't be distant. Be lovey. And get him some Theraflu. Make sure y'all are both drinking plenty of water. Everybody say a prayer for Kevin and April and hope they get to feeling better soon. I'll begin. Father in heaven, we ask that you keep your hands on April and Kevin and guide them through their illnesses and whatever ails them, Father. Always your will be done. We ask for your blessings and your grace and your love. In Jesus' precious name, amen. And amen. And amen. Feel better. April says, well, I do help him, LOL, but I make sure I sanitize. He's taking meds. We are, love. Okay. I'm just worried about you. You know, if you need anything, holler. We'll get somebody over there to take care of you. Trump wins the Iowa caucus. Make sure I'm right about that. Yep. Trump wins an Iowa caucus. Do you know what that means? That means that in all likelihood, it's pretty much guaranteed now that he is the GOP primary, the front runner. He is the guy. He's the, what do we call it? He's been picked. What's the word? I can't think of the word. He's the guy. He's running for president. He's the main man. He's the guy that the GOP is going to get behind. Yes, he did. You're right. I am right. Nominee. Thank you. I couldn't think of that word to save my life. He's the nominee. So let's hope he doesn't get hashishinated. And let's hope that he can do something right. And let's hope that God is with him and that he makes good decisions and hires good people and gets rid of bad people. It's going to be bad. It's not going to be a pretty election year. They're going to pull out all the stops. I would imagine it's going to get dirty. So keep your eyes peeled and keep your prayers said and go Trump. I pray, says April. Me too. He needs all of it he can get right now because everybody's out to get him. Whether he did anything wrong or not, he is definitely the guy everybody's out to get. He didn't, but that's beside the point. I can't prove that. That's just my opinion. But I can prove that everybody's out to get him because, you know, everybody's out to get him, and that's not a good place to be for anybody. So if he can manage to do anything with that kind of pressure on his back, it's pretty impressive. All right. It is that time, and I got to go to bed because it's getting late and I got to pee. He says as he swills back the dew. I hope you guys had a good sit and listen tonight. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. I hope that all of this is illuminating the words of God, and I hope that it's bringing you to a point of understanding. That's what I'm after. And that's all I'm after. I'm not trying to convert anybody or save anybody. It's above my pay grade. All I can do is report to you what I know to be true as best as I know it to be true and hope that you find some semblance of understanding in that and that you agree. And if you don't, I did what I could. At least I'm doing something. It's unlike Sanballat and his buddies over there running their mouths and doing nothing. At least I'm carrying sandwiches or something. I can't fight, but I can carry bullets. So, you know, you should too. Have a great night. God bless each and every one of you. May his blessings be upon your lives. May his grace light your footsteps all the ways you go. Do me a favor when you go out into the world. Be nice to somebody. Let your inner light shine and just be good to somebody. It doesn't have to cost anything. It doesn't have to be a big gesture. Just be nice. Just be polite. Just be honorable. I promise you it'll change your life. And if it does, you come back here and you help this channel grow because that's what we're here to do. Make everybody honorable in the eyes of God. We may never get there. We may only get to one person, but that one person is worth it. That's a soul saved in the good column. It's worth it. And we've done that a few times here. I've had a couple people tell me, going all the way back to, you know, the beginning. A couple people have told me I would have never came to God if it weren't for you. Well, it ain't me. It's the Bible. I'm just a middleman, but thank you for that. Thank you for paying attention enough to possibly be persuaded or understand or come to an understanding. That means a lot. I love you guys, and I'll do everything in my capability to continue to come to you regardless. Have a great night. God bless you all. Until Wednesday. Thanks for watching.